Okay, I've made some videos on this subject before, but I just don't get why not that many people understand this because it's so simple. And I'm talking about both the globe models and the flat Earth model, whatever models. None of them are right, but why the moon cannot be a sphere. Okay, so here's your globe model, and here's Joe, and here's Louise, whatever. I'm not PC as shit, so here's Joe's point of view of the moon, and Louise's, and they're in the same time zone, but when they look at the moon, they both see the same face of the moon, the same exact face, except in the so-called southern hemisphere, the moon is inverted. So it will have it, you know how it has its spots, the little black spots or whatever on the moon. That little dot with the lines and stuff like that. That's my moon. But they would see a different face of the moon. He would see this face of the moon, and he would see this face of the moon. They would all see a different face of the moon. And this goes for the same for the flat model. Okay. So there's your flat Earth. Maybe I should add a hill. Hold on a second. It's not 100% flat. And here's our moon. Now, let's see. Let's put Joe right here. And Louise, let's put him on the hill a little bit. Let's give him a hat too. But his point of view would still be that, oh yeah, let's draw a little design on the moon again. And his point would be that what they would see different faces if it was a spear. It's probably something more along the lines of something like this. And it's translucent. And that's why they both see the same designs but inverted on the moon. Does that make sense? Because I've seen videos where people are talking shit about people saying the moon isn't spherical. And some people's explanations are wrong because they talk about seeing stars or whatever through the moon, but it's not a transparent object, it's a translucent object. So that's why they would both see the same moon, but inverted. And it's the same with the sun, and the sundials are reversed in the northern and southern hemispheres, even though it's not a sphere. We don't know what it is, but the sundials are in reverse in the northern and southern hemisphere. So I'm not saying it's a projection because I have no clue if the moon is a projection. I think it's some sort of like electrical current, like redneck tree goddess brings up, where it's like a sine wave. The sun and moon move like sine waves. And I guess you would have the sun would move like, see, that would be the moon, and the sun would move like that. Sorry about that. Like that. As far as perspective, I've seen the same face of the moon. You know how the moon converges and diverges and all that. I've seen the moon when it rose, it was large. And about 30 minutes later, it was about that size. So I believe the moon was closer to the earth at that point. And it wasn't a perspective thing because, if it was a perspective thing, the moon should have been smaller and then gotten a little bit larger, even though it's going up, converging, and diverging. But yeah, my camera phone's a little too shitty to take a picture of the moon like that. But yeah, it was probably the largest moon I had seen all year. It was a couple weeks ago, and it was just rising from the east. And like I said, a half an hour later, it was this size right here, just your regular moon size. Now, that doesn't work with the perspective theory, and it works with the electrical current theory a lot more. But yeah, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why the hell I'm doing this kind of shit this early, but I just wanted to go over that. Um, yeah, no two people would see the same face of the moon in different areas, but we all see the same face of the moon. So explain that. Explain how it's spherical later.